Bangor. From the Great Northwoods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, we'll hear from Maine Maritime Academy students and community members in response to the devastating crash that took the lives of 4 of their peers. Plus, we'll hear the data from the state's most recent hate crime report and the latest from Washington, as some leaders are urging for more fuel assistance funds for the state. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith. Thank you for tuning in with us this morning. Let's hit the ground running and check in with meteorologist Evan Biggs, who's forecasting some snow in our future.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Happy Tuesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop with all your fishing needs. Carrying ammo, Damascus knives, gold and silver buying and selling, and a novelty room. Concealed classes are available. Call today. Alrighty, here we go. A couple of alerts that we have in effect here. The small crowd advisory is up. That is right behind this gale warning here. The gale warning is up until 10 p.m. for your Wednesday. We'll pull that off, at least in some spots, at least show you the small crowd advisory that is in effect as well. And this will last until about 10 p.m. as we head towards your Tuesday. So again, later on tonight, we'll see this expiring moving forward. But here we go. So we're looking pretty good out there at this point with the mostly clear sky this morning. We'll be watching for a partly cloudy sky in general today, as we'll be watching a system. Look at the swirl right here at the system that's tracking off towards the north. That's going to send some snow back in our direction later on tonight, and that will equal maybe a little bit of snow accumulations before we start to mix in with a little bit of rain moving forward. So futurecast moving forward, here's the clouds right there. It tries to get some snow going later tonight, and we'll see more moving in as we head towards early tomorrow morning before it starts mixing with a little bit of rain. And of course, the winds may get gusty from time to time at around 15 miles per hour in a few spots. Some gusts could get even higher at times, reaching up to around 30 miles per hour later on. Your forecast for today, lower 30s, partly cloudy and breezy. Northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period. Mixture of clouds and sun, temperatures in the 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. The town of Castine is mourning. After a horrific accident over the weekend, town leaders and Maine Maritime staff are trying to come to grips with the tragic loss of 4 students. Matthew Duronsik has more.
Flags were at half-staff today at Maine Maritime Academy after 4 students were killed early Sunday morning in a car crash on Route 166 in Castine. Students of the Maine Maritime community were back at the scene of the incident, showing their respects to Luke Simpson, Chase Fawcett, Brian Keenley, and Riley Ignacio Cameron, adding to the memorial laid at the place they lost their lives.
It's awful for the entire MMA community and the Castine community being such a small school. Everyone knew at least someone who was in the car. Everyone knew someone, so everyone had a connection being there. No one was really there, just out of the blue. Everyone was there for a reason.
The town of Castine also showed their support for the incident, with businesses having hashtag MMA strong signs and banners displayed outside the windows and wherever noticeable.
Maine Maritime Academy and the students of Maine Maritime Academy are integral to the fabric of this community. So when a horrific tragedy like this befalls MMA, it is felt throughout the entire community.
Only 48 hours after getting the news, Maine Maritime Academy President Jerry Paul could not be any more thankful for the support received during these tough times.
We are encouraged by the level of support that we've received from across this campus, across this town, this state, and this country.
According to state police, the crash is still under investigation and the SUV was taken into custody, and it will remain there for the duration of the investigation, as it will need to undergo a vehicle autopsy. Matthew Duronsik, ABC7 and Fox 22.
A judge has set a $75,000 cash bond for a Pleasant Point man accused of shooting another man twice. Abelouis Dana appeared in Machias District Court Monday for 3 felony charges related to the alleged shooting. According to police, a man suffering from 2 gunshot wounds entered the Pleasant Point Police Department Saturday. The man was transported to Calais Community Hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. Dana is alleging he acted in self-defense during the alleged shooting, which a lawyer familiar with the case says stemmed from an altercation that took place a few days prior.
This is an issue with a home invasion. My client, Mr. Dana, was the alleged victim of Mr. Francis. And Mr. Francis basically came back to finish a job that wasn't done the night or the few days before.
According to Mr. Francis, he visited that location after Mr. Dana was assaulted a few days ago by somebody else. And it certainly seems inconsistent with the Holmans letting Mr. Francis into the home if there was a recent assault by Mr. Francis on Mr. Dana.
Dana's bail conditions include no contact with the alleged victim, no use or possession of any dangerous weapons, and random searches for those weapons. A single vehicle crash in Sherman claimed the life of a Portland woman on Sunday. Maine Department of Public Safety spokesperson Shannon Moss says state police responded to mile marker 263 in the northbound lane of Interstate 95 just after 3:30 in the afternoon. Their preliminary investigation indicates a car driven by 59-year-old Maria Dubois of Portland went off the road at a high rate of speed and into the woods where she became trapped inside. Moss says multiple agencies worked to pull Dubois from the car. She was flown to Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center in Bangor, where she died from her injuries. Moss says the initial investigation indicates fatigue or a possible medical event was the cause of the crash. Bangor police are investigating a crash that happened early yesterday morning. Sergeant Jason McCambly says around 2:30 a.m., Bangor police responded to an accident on State Street near Cascade Park. The vehicle was partially in the Penobscot River and also on fire. McCambly says when first responders arrived, they found a 21-year-old female who was the only occupant of the car. She was taken to a local hospital for treatment. Violent crime in Maine reached a record low in 2020. That's a key takeaway from a report just released by the FBI. The report was issued as part of the Bureau's Uniform Crime Reporting Program and encompasses data from 129 of the 132 law enforcement agencies in the state. Based on the data, the rate of violent crime was at a 9-year low in 2020, with roughly 108 violent crimes per 100,000 people. That's the lowest number recorded from 2011 through 2020. The number appears to tick up slightly for 2021, though data for that year is not complete yet. Another key data point regarding hate crimes shows the majority by far of hate crimes in Maine are based on race, ethnicity, and ancestry, with the second largest share attributed to sexual orientation. Owners of the only community grocery store in Freedom have announced an upcoming closure. According to a recent Facebook announcement, Freedom General Store will be closed for business following the current 50% off sale of their remaining inventory. Residents expressed their gratitude for the store's consistent low prices and valued service. Town leaders say the community will be losing a vital resource as the general store doubles as a gas station.
It's too bad. Whenever a business closes down in a community, it's got to hurt. When it's shut down, that will be an asset that the town won't be able to access in case of a problem.
Prices here were a little more reasonable, and it's convenient.
The store will be open from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. while supplies last. Senator Susan Collins and Congressman Jared Golden are among those calling for an additional $500 million in supplemental funds for the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program as Congress finalizes a budget for 2023. LIHEAP is a federally funded program that helps low-income households with their home energy bills by providing payment or energy crisis assistance. A joint statement from Collins and Golden said many Northeast residents are projected to see a significant increase in their utility bills this winter. Residential electricity prices in some states are forecast to rise more than 60%, with the cost of propane up 40% and natural gas prices up nearly 30%. According to the National Energy Directors Association, the average cost to heat a home is expected to increase by 17.2%. This winter, given the elevated energy prices for this winter, the lawmakers say the emergency federal LIHEAP funding is needed to assist low-income households and seniors on fixed incomes. The time is now 8:09. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, a local ski resort is auctioning off their chairs since having to close. We'll have the details after the break. But first, let's take another look at that forecast. Cloudy and breezy today, highs of around 31 degrees. Snow showers are likely tonight as the low will be around 19 degrees. Tomorrow it's going to rise to about 39 as the high. Rain and snow, a wintry mix is likely.
Come bowl a few games here at Bangor Brewer Bowling Lanes. We're one of the only candlepin bowling alley centers in Maine, conveniently located in the heart of Brewer. You always have the opportunity to simply bowl for fun. However, you can also join a league. We have youth leagues, adult and senior leagues. Now don't forget, we also host birthday parties for under $100, and gift certificates are also available. Give us a call right away at 989-3798 to make reservations for your birthday party today.
Welcome to Kings Mountain RC and Hobby Shop in Brewer.
And some call me the King.
There are RC trucks, cars, crawlers, and parts aplenty. There are planes, metal detectors, and gear galore. I have decreed that all people can book birthday parties with their RC vehicles provided for all. We have indoor and outdoor tracks and crawling courses available. Bring yourself, your family, and friends to Kings Mountain RC and Hobby Shop, South Main Street, Brewer.
The Lucerne Inn and Ryan's Pub is world-renowned for beautiful dining with a delicious view. Relax, unwind, and enjoy their inviting atmosphere and inspired cuisine from their executive chef, Arturo Montes. Experience their Wine Down Wednesdays with half-off bottles of wine. Simply call to make your reservation today. You'll love the tradition of the Lucerne Inn.
On the next Last Man Standing, Mike meets Mandy's boyfriend face to face.
So I take it you're not much of a sportsman. Well, I actually belong to an animal rights group.
But they don't see eye to eye.
Clarence's group is called PHART. It's People Helping Animal Rights Today.
Fart? No, it's pronounced part. The H is silent, but deadly.
Last Man Standing.
This afternoon, starting at 4 on Fox 22.
A mural meant to highlight Brunswick's growing diversity is instead causing controversy. Critics are upset over how certain groups are represented and say they should have been included in the process sooner. As Mel Meyer explains, there may be little that can be done.
You're right in the middle of that blank space.
The mural called Many Stitches is set to be installed at Brunswick's Fort Andrews Mill next summer.
But it was never meant to be a historical presentation. It was meant to be a contemporary presentation of the types of people that are now in Brunswick working together.
But an online petition with nearly 400 signatures calls the design problematic and, quote, offensive in its racial, ethnic, and gender stereotypes. Comments point to the depiction of a black woman and how others are positioned.
It does, in a sense, send a subliminal message that reinforces the cultural status quo.
Other critics say the art downplays the history. They question how much or if Indigenous groups were consulted early on.
You need to have engagement with those communities and have it be more of a collaborative process.
Miku Paul is Wolastoqey from Kingsclear First Nations and is an artist and activist. She says the group she's involved with didn't have input.
And we came into the process late. But why we came late is because we were not even aware of the project.
When they emerged, we have tried to be as respectful and cooperative as we think we can.
Brunswick Public Art, which commissioned the piece, says others have weighed in throughout the process, which ramped up in the last few years. The group's treasurer understands the concern and other critiques of the art itself.
Absolutely, we do understand that and honor that and respect them for it and are trying to do what we can.
The nonprofit's leadership says there have been updates to the design and they're working with the artist in response to the new feedback. So there could be some more changes?
I would expect so.
At this stage, he says there's only so much that can be done.
There's a great chance to own a part of history while supporting one of Maine's winter pastimes. Big Squaw Mountain was once a premier ski destination. Its operators have faced hard times throughout the years, but have found ways to keep the lifts running. A nonprofit has been running the mountain since 2012. They had been looking for a permanent owner and thought they had one until things fell through earlier this year. So now they are doing what they do so well, keeping skiing alive at Squaw.
The sad thing is, in the last 30 or 40 years, we've lost dozens of small ski areas. So it's getting harder and harder to keep them in operation. And once they close, they very seldom reopen. So this one has had a storied history of, a few different closures.
The group's Friends of the Mountain has started a silent auction where you can bid to own chairs from Squaw Mountain's Summit Lift. The lift opened back in 1967, and these chairs were used until 2004. There is a minimum bid of $500, and all proceeds go towards operation costs at the ski mountain in Greenville. Folsom says they have around 60 chairs available. The auction runs from December 15th to the 18th. We have the link to the silent auction on our website, foxbangor.com. The time is now 8:15. After the break, we'll check out how the UMaine Planetarium is keeping up the holiday spirit. We'll be right back.
$7.8 million. That's how much I made home sellers in the past 2 years. Planning on selling? I'm Holly Taylor. Come to the one who gets it done. HollyTaylor.Realtor.
Now you can take on the elements with confidence because your Ford dealers have weather-ready SUVs in stock for immediate delivery. From Escape with available intelligent all-wheel drive, to Explorer with a terrain management system, to Bronco Sport with GOAT modes. So you'll be prepared to take the season by storm. Now get a 2022 Explorer with 0.9% financing, or returning lessees drive home a four-wheel drive Explorer for just $379 a month.
The evolution of technology has made it easier than ever to buy things online, but trusting online distributors to deliver quality product can be a challenge, especially with jewelry. That's why you go to Quality Jewelers. Here at Quality Jewelers, our team of experts tirelessly compare tens of thousands of products from vendors all over the world and choose the best ones at the best price point to make sure you get the best deal. When it's time for you to make that important purchase, trust the team at Quality Jewelers. Quality Jewelers, locally owned and operated, Penobscot Plaza, Bangor.
I'm 82 years old and I have collapsed arches, which means the first thing that hits the ground is the bone in my arch. I came to Comfort Shoes 4 years ago because I couldn't walk without pain. And she spent so much time on my feet getting the right shoe, and we finally found the right pair. Once you made these orthotics for me, I have no pain. These are so comfortable. I have no discomfort. I feel like I could go running, and I thank you and Comfort Shoes for that.
When selling your home, knowing your options could make you tens of thousands of dollars. That's what I do for my clients. I'm Holly Taylor. Come to the one who gets it done. HollyTaylor.Realtor.
Community members are showcasing their holiday cheer with some impressive light displays. The Bangor Rotary Club is hosting a community lighting contest throughout towns and cities in the greater Bangor area. People are encouraged to view the light displays on homes and organizations and then vote for their favorites. The Rotary's website has a map of the 30 participating locations across Bangor, Brewer, Hamden, Herman, Glenburn, Vesey, Orono, and Milford.
You can grab a map and just go out and take a look. The contest goes on until January 2nd, so plenty of time to get out there and take a look.
Viewers can vote for their favorites on the Rotary website or post a pic of their favorite display on Facebook and tag Rotary Club of Bangor, Maine. The location with the most votes will earn the People's Choice Award along with a $500 cash prize. Well, the Versant Power Astronomy Center on the UMaine Orono campus is showing the mystery of the Christmas star all this month. The show takes a look back at the scientific and historical events that were happening in the sky 2,000 years ago over the town of Bethlehem, where Jesus was born.
And explores some of the celestial objects that the three wise men may have followed to find the little baby Jesus. So some of these, they could have been a comet, planetary conjunctions, maybe a supernovae. So the program itself leaves it open-ended.
The Mystery of the Christmas Star is showing Sundays 2 to 3 p.m. at the Versant Power and Astronomy Center and Planetarium. Admission is $7 for adults, $6 for students, military members and senior citizens, and just $5 for those 12 years of age or younger. Christmas is still a couple weeks away, and as Santa and his elves prepare for the big day, folks can visit with a few of his reindeer that live in Maine year-round. Our Jody Hersey has the story.
I thought they were awesome. Real reindeer at Christmas time. That's a pretty cool thing to have.
Pony Express Zoo in Winslow is home to 8 Maine reindeer, the only ones in the state according to Nick Papsis. He and his family take pairs of their reindeer to different venues throughout the year, including LL Bean in Freeport, Harley-Davidson in Augusta, and the Down East YMCA in Ellsworth.
There's a lot of people that don't think they're real, but they are. The unique thing about them is the females have antlers too, unlike other deer. So
Papsis says raising these animals is a lot harder than it looks.
it's pretty difficult. You know, you got to watch out for the males fighting in the turn when they get into rut and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's a lot harder than just your average cow or horse.
2- and 4-year-old Coco and Belle drew quite a crowd to Ellsworth on Sunday. Both young and old alike couldn't help but stop and check out these reindeer celebrities.
It's really cool to just be able to see them up close. Yeah, just chill, eating their food.
There's still time to check out these magical animals before Christmas. Pony Express plans to be at the Hathaway Holiday Lights display in Veazey this Friday night from 5:30 to 7:30. In Ellsworth, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
For the first time ever, U.S. scientists reportedly produced a nuclear fusion. This is the next story. We'll be right back after the short break. We'll have some full weather forecast before I get too excited and talk about nuclear fusion.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop with all your fishing needs. Carrying ammo, Damascus knives, gold and silver buying and selling, and a novelty room. Concealed classes are available. Call today. Alrighty, here we go. We do have gale warnings in effect lasting through Wednesday at around 10 p.m. The last of a small craft advisory will get dropped later tonight. It's actually right behind this gale warning here, so we'll pull this off the map and show you what the small craft advisory is. There's not a whole lot left for this, so we're looking okay moving forward. We'll have the gale warning taking over with some strong gusty winds that will move in for the daytime tomorrow. But for now, we're pretty quiet out there. Maybe a few passing clouds in some areas. This next system that we're watching is located right about over here, and it's starting to get attacked together here with this front. And it's tracking off towards the north. That's going to send us some snow in our direction later on tonight, and maybe a little bit of accumulations on the way before temperatures warm up and we get a little bit of rain that will also begin to mix in some spots. So futurecast moving forward for today, this is a general idea. So increasing clouds, some snow will rotate in later on tonight, and we're going to keep that going as we head towards tomorrow morning. Again, a little bit of accumulations cannot be ruled out. Futurecast doesn't show it well here, but some rain could try to mix in from time to time as well. Maybe a few peaks of sunshine too, as the clouds may try to break up from time to time as we head towards parts of the day on Wednesday. As for the snowfall, again, not a lot expected, maybe around 1, maybe up to 2, maybe 3 inches in a few spots. So general 1 to 3 inches with lesser amounts to the west and a little bit more further off towards the east will be possible in a few areas. And when we measure this in the rainfall forecast, these are rainfall units here. This takes into account any of the snow that does fall with the liquid form, and again, about 1/4 of an inch or less possible with more to the east and lesser amounts further off toward the west. Again, gusty winds only up to about 20 miles per hour for today, so not too bad overall. But moving ahead towards tomorrow, a little bit more on the way. Look at this, gusts up to 30, even 40 miles per hour cannot be ruled out as we head towards your Wednesday. Wave heights are really increasing out there. Look at this, 5 feet closer towards shore, even up to 9 feet closer to some of those buoys. But further out towards sea, look at this, 17, even up to 30 feet being measured in a few areas. Our average high being 35 degrees. We'll reach for the lower 30s today, upper 30s Wednesday and Thursday, mid-30s again for your Friday, back at the upper 30s Saturday and Sunday, middle 30s again as we head towards your Monday again. So here we go, lower 30s today, partly cloudy and breezy with that northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper teens, snow showers move in late, with that northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. For tomorrow, upper 30s, maybe lower 40s. Rain and snow showers on the way with that north wind gusting up to around 35, maybe 40 miles per hour at times. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. So here we go. Thursday, we're mostly cloudy, highs in the upper 30s. We fall back into the mid-30s with a chance for rain and snow showers on Friday. And more rain and snow showers on Saturday, highs in the upper 30s.
Hammond Lumber Company is honored to have again been named one of the best places to work in Maine. Hammond Lumber recognizes the importance of employee satisfaction. They provide a positive workplace environment with opportunities to grow. Hammond has continued to grow too, with more team members across Maine and New Hampshire. To find your place on the Hammond team, click on the careers link at hammondlumber.com. Hammond Lumber Company, proud to be one of the best places to work in Maine.
I was riding my bike just as nice as could be. I look up and here comes a car in my lane.
I saw Michael hit the car. He flew in the air.
I was in a coma for 30 some odd days. I woke up and I looked down and what is my leg? He had 2 or 3 types of fentanyl in him.
Cocaine and heroin.
Yeah. It's a robbery of life is what it is.
People that are on drugs don't realize it's not if you're going to hurt somebody, it's when.
I'm a great study of when.
Is this turkey next level or what?
You call that next level? Listen, your bird was going to give salmonella to Sam and Ella. My brined and roasted turkey. Now that's next level.
You can brine my turkey anytime.
Mom?
Next Level Chef premieres after the Super Bowl on Fox.
Oh, come on.
You became the head of missing persons unit to find my son.
I won't let these families go through what I went through.
The girls, where are they?
Give me your hand! I'm right here.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine, and now a check for your national news, this time for real. Well, for the first time ever, U.S. scientists reportedly produced a nuclear fusion reaction, resulting in a net energy gain, replicating the fusion that powers the sun. It's a massive step in the quest for an infinite source of clean energy. Fox's William La Jeunesse has the details.
A breakthrough at the Lawrence Livermore Lab outside San Francisco.
It's a major scientific achievement for the Department of Energy and the nation.
Scientists for the first time reportedly producing energy from nuclear fusion.
When we make this real, build the plants, this will be the biggest thing that happens in any of our lives.
Unlike current nuclear plants, which split atoms, fusion combines them. A low-risk and unlimited carbon-free power that does not generate radioactive waste.
Fusion is pretty much literally the power of the sun brought to Earth in a controlled manner.
The raw material is water. There's no radioactive waste to have to bury in a mountain someplace.
This video shows how the science works. A tiny hydrogen capsule about the size of a pencil eraser is hit with high-powered lasers. Atoms converge, generating the heat to produce steam, to run turbines, to generate power.
Producing abundant fusion on Earth is considered one of the grand engineering challenges of the 21st century.
Until now, the energy required to operate the reactor exceeded what it produced. While the lab itself says more study is needed, for the first time in some 80 years, nuclear fusion produced more energy than it consumed.
We're talking about 10 years or less to get commercial electricity on the grid. And Helion and others in fusion right now in the private space are pushing very, very hard to get electricity to the consumer as fast as we can.
Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm is scheduled to announce the breakthrough on Tuesday and what it could mean for a clean energy grid in the future. In Los Angeles, William La Jeunesse, Fox News.
If you make money and get paid by using certain apps, the IRS may be coming after its share of those earnings. Starting next year, earnings of more than $600 that come from third-party payment apps like Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App will have to be reported to the IRS. That means those earnings will be taxed. Even a single payment, more than $600, will trigger a 1099-K form for users. The change came as a result of the American Rescue Plan bill. After the recent increase in threats and violence against the Jewish communities in New York and New Jersey, federal and local leaders gathered for a conference in New York City to discuss how anti-Semitism will not be tolerated and the ways in which it can be combated. New York Senators Chuck Schumer and New York City Mayor Eric Adams and New York Governor Kathy Hochul all spoke out against hate crimes, hate speech, and how New York and New Jersey will protect its members of the Jewish faith.
We're gathering here today during troubling times. Like all of you, I feel the same fear, the same dread, the same alarm that past generations of Jews have felt when anti-Semitism rears its ugly head. After decades of hard-won progress, tamping down anti-Semitism in America, we have now experienced a dramatic resurgence in the last few years.
According to a November report from the NYPD, Jews are targeted more than any other group in New York City when it comes to hate crimes. The attacks range from verbal threats and assault to anti-Semitic graffiti and damage to property. The founder of a now-defunct cryptocurrency exchange has been arrested. Sam Bankman-Fried will appear in Bahamian court Tuesday. The news comes as the entrepreneur was set to testify remotely before Congress about how FTX trading collapsed. Fox's Madeline Rivera reports from Washington.
FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried was arrested by Bahamian authorities after U.S. prosecutors filed criminal charges against him Monday. This marks a serious escalation as U.S. officials seek accountability for the multi-billion-dollar implosion of the now defunct crypto company.
It is just an enraging story, I think, to Americans across the spectrum.
FTX was one of the biggest crypto exchanges in the world. Last month, it filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection after reports surfaced that FTX may have used customers' deposits to prop up Bankman-Fried's trading firm, Alameda Research. Bankman-Fried has since appeared for several interviews, insisting he didn't knowingly commingle funds.
He was painting this narrative of this sort of, "Aw, shucks, I'm doing my best. I just don't know what happened."
Bankman-Fried was preparing to testify before Congress on Tuesday. The entrepreneur would have done so remotely, citing several reasons why he was unable to travel to Capitol Hill for his hearing.
I'm quite overbooked. It's very difficult for me to move right now and travel because just like the paparazzi effect is quite large.
And despite previously speaking with multiple outlets, he says he would be limited in what he could share with House lawmakers.
It was going to be frustrating and underwhelming in some ways because I just wasn't going to be able to answer questions that I would really want to be able to and frankly really should be able to.
Earlier on Monday, Bankman-Fried said he didn't think he would get detained if he came to this country. The U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York says his indictment will be unsealed on Tuesday. In Washington, Madeline Rivera, Fox News.
And when we return, we'll have a check of a gathering of Santa imitators, which occurred last week in Western Maine for a good cause. We'll be right back.
Wherever you are, whether you're ready or not, it's coming. With a purpose, with persistence, with the power to change the way you live. So you don't have to change the way you live. Generac automatic standby generators. Control your power, control your life. Visit Generac.com.
Ah, look at you. Taking control of your morning mood by starting the day with what makes you happy. McDonald's has enough breakfast options to make your mornings happy every single day. Taking control never tasted so good.
Now, you can get a savory sausage McMuffin, sausage McGriddles, or golden hash browns. Choose any two for $3, only at McDonald's.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Today is Tuesday, December 13th, 2022. The days of 2022 are certainly dwindling. And today is the birthday of the U.S. National Guard, established all the way back in 1636 when small local units of militia merged into one. The National Guard is the oldest military organization in America. And on this day in history, in 1774, Paul Revere and Wentworth Cheswell rode to warn Portsmouth of the approach of the British warships. And hundreds of years later, in 1956 on this day, the Dodgers traded Jackie Robinson to the Giants for pitcher Dick Littlefield and $35,000. Robinson would retire instead of the trade. And birthdays today are aplenty. Pop singer Taylor Swift is 33. Irish singer Dermot Kennedy is 31. Actor Steve Buscemi is 65. And actor Jamie Foxx is 55. Happy birthday to them. And let's switch gears and send it over to meteorologist Evan Biggs. I know that a wintry mix is in store for us for the next 24 hours.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Happy Tuesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop with all your fishing needs. Carrying ammo, Damascus knives, gold and silver buying and selling, and a novelty room. Concealed classes are available. Call today. Alrighty, here we go. A couple of alerts that we have in effect here. The small crowd advisory is up. That is right behind this gale warning here. The gale warning is up until 10 p.m. for your Wednesday. We'll pull that off, at least in some spots, at least show you the small crowd advisory that is in effect as well. And this will last until about 10 p.m. as we head towards your Tuesday. So again, later on tonight, we'll see this expiring moving forward. But here we go. So we're looking pretty good out there at this point with the mostly clear sky this morning. We'll be watching for a partly cloudy sky in general today as we'll be watching a system. Look at the swirl right here at the system that's tracking off towards the north. That's going to send some snow back in our direction later on tonight. And that will equal maybe a little bit of snow accumulations before we start to mix in with a little bit of rain moving forward. So futurecast moving forward, here's the clouds right there. Trying to get some snow going later tonight, and we'll see more moving in as we get towards early tomorrow morning before it starts mixing with a little bit of rain. And of course, the winds may get gusty from time to time at around 15 miles per hour. In a few spots, some gusts could get even higher at times, reaching up to around 30 miles per hour later on. Your forecast for today, lower 30s, partly cloudy and breezy. Northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period. Mixture of clouds and sun, temperatures in the 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. And in a local story that's gone viral, scores of Santas suit up at Sunday River to help a good cause. In Newry, 232 skiers and snowboarders imitated the jolly old elf and donned Santa hats, jackets, pants, and beards. At the Sunday River Resort last week, the Santas helped raise more than $5,000 to help River Fund Maine, which is a nonprofit organization. In return for their $20 donation, the Sunday River Resort gave Santas free lift tickets to come back. River Fund Maine invests locally in youth through recreational activities. A very good cause indeed. Well, still to come here this morning, we still have sports. Tyler Cruz and Ryan Sudall will have your latest when we return.
That's normal. Wow.
This holiday season, get 2.9% APR for 48 months plus $500 trade assist cash on a new 2023 Forte.
So small, so smart. Hearing aids that I can personalize to each ear right from here. Brilliant.
This holiday season, save $400 on Eargo 6. Call or go online now.
Behind every keepsake, there's a memory. Behind every photo, there's a story. Behind Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration, there's people giving back by bringing back what was thought to be lost. The details, the time, and the expertise, all packaged up behind a name that Mainers have trusted for over 35 years. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
Nearly all commercial vehicles carry big insurance policies. So if you're hurt by one of these box trucks, or by a garbage truck, or by any kind of commercial vehicle, you may have a big case worth big money. But they don't just give that money up. You need someone who's going to fight for it. That's exactly why you need to call the Twos. I'm Jim with Lowry & Associates. If you've been hurt by any commercial truck, call the Twos. We win for you.
Hurt by a commercial truck? Call the Twos. Call 222-2222.
If you should die, that is nature's way of saying you've failed.
Just facing all of my worst fears here.
I don't care how rich or famous they are, they will play by our rules.
Special Forces World's Toughest Test, January 4th on Fox.
I'm gonna make this right.
You can tell me the truth.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Let's get started in the water. At Brewer, one freshman swimmer just found her way into the program record books in what was just her first ever varsity meet. In the Witches' opening night win over George Stevens on Thursday, where they took a 70-point victory, freshman swimmer Bryn Labrador set the program record in the 100-yard backstroke, completing the race with a time of just over 58 seconds. So her first ever meet, and she's in the history books. Bryn's been swimming for club teams for about 6 years, and now she is finally at the high school level, and she's excited for that and to be on the record boards.
I was super excited because I knew I'd get to be on the record board, and I haven't been on one before, so I was excited for that. It's a lot different from club swim. It's like you make a lot of friends, and it's really fun.
Yeah, I think we all expected it. We know she's a very, very fast backstroker, and we watch her in practice, so we knew it was coming, and we think she can go even faster, and she will this season. She'll probably get other records as well.
Yeah, even Bryn says she aims for more records this season and tells me she can basically swim any event. Now, that being said, that puts her in a little bit of a weird position, right? One of the more experienced swimmers on the team, yet one of the younger swimmers on the team, but both her and her coach say regardless of age, Bryn is definitely a leader for the Witches.
I think that I can help some of the swimmers that haven't swam before by teaching them things. A lot of people they'll ask questions of how do you do this and how do you do this, and you just have to be kind of helpful.
She's, like I said, a leader already as a freshman. She is very, very versatile. She can do anything that we need her to do. She's very open to doing anything that we need her to do, and she's just a great member of the team.
All right, congratulations to Bryn. Sounds like that's a name we will be saying a lot over these next couple of years. Let's move on to some basketball now. An exciting weekend for Maine basketball, wins from both the men's and the women's programs. For the women, they snapped a 4-game skid with an explosive offensive performance on Sunday, beating Army 88-60. So 88 points without Ann Simon means they had to come from somewhere else, and that somewhere else was 26 from Skowhegan's J.C. Christopher, who was named the America East Rookie of the Week. Last year's Miss Maine basketball winner lit it up from downtown, cashing in on 7 threes, the most from a Black Bear in a single game in 2 years. She also added 7 rebounds and 4 assists in the effort, and Caroline Borneman had 29 on the day, leading all scorers. The Black Bears are back in action next Sunday on the road at Harvard. Now, congratulations to JC there. Let's talk some baseball now. To say it was a great rookie season for former Black Bear and Houston Astros shortstop Jeremy Pena would be an understatement. The former University of Maine star and 2022 Gold Glove winner helped lead the Astros to a World Series title. Pena was named MVP for both the ALCS and the World Series, becoming the first American League player to do so. He's also the first rookie shortstop to win the World Series MVP. Pena, who was born in the Dominican but grew up in Rhode Island before coming to Orono, says his dream season wouldn't have been possible without the amazing support he received at home.
They're my heroes. And, I've never had to leave my house to find role models. I always just wake up in the morning and see 2 of them standing in my kitchen.
All right, it was a blast watching him play this year. Let's stay with UMaine a little bit now, and we will hit the ice. Over at the Alphon, the women's hockey program is under year 1 of the Molly Engstrom era, and halfway through the season, they are in some pretty good shape. Don't look now, but the Black Bears are a top 20 team in the nation in all of the major polls, coming in as high as the 15th best program in the country in some of them. Maine is 11-10 overall, with 2 of those wins coming against ranked teams, and their biggest one against number 3, Northeastern. Now, they don't play again until after the new year, and they finished off their first half with a 3-game win streak, including a win against number 10 Clarkson and a sweep of BU down in Boston. First-year head coach Molly Engstrom says the key has really been the buy-in from all the players.
We're just trying to play an aggressive style and take time and space away from teams, but I have to say the team is really bought in. They've stepped up. They're willing to learn. They want to learn. They're hungry. So we're working together.
This first half of the season, we've been trying to figure out our identity, our team identity, and I think when we put everything together, we really play to that. And, our team has kind of been playing off of our identity of we're a grinding team. Everyone hates to play us. We want everyone to hate to play us.
All right, so things are looking good for the Black Bears. Let's go to some football now. The Maine high school football season has come and passed, with the last game being played on Thanksgiving morning. But on Monday, the list of the semifinalists for the Fitzpatrick Trophy were announced, and there are 10 semi-finalists. We'll start with Lawrence's Parker Higgins, Lewiston's Eli Bigelow, Falmouth's Finn Caxton Smith, Portland's Kennedy Charles, Mount Ararat's Shea Farrell, Mattanock Academy's Isaac Hayner, South Portland's Jalen Jackson, Cape Elizabeth's Nick Laughlin, Coney's Dom Napolitano, and last but not least from Oxford Hills, it's Eli Soren. That list will go down to 3 finalists in the coming weeks before the winner will be announced at the Holiday Inn by the Sea in Portland on January 15th. All right, let's check out some other scores from around the area now. In the basketball world, we'll start with Dexter beating Mattanock 50-43, Skank over Lee 44-22 in some girls basketball. Callis beat Jonesport Beals 77-54, and then Skank won at the buzzer over Lee Academy boys 46-44. All right, so the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Come try one of our daily specials at Pat's Pizza in Hamden.
Tuesday, spaghetti or ziti with meatballs or sausage, only $5.50.
Wednesday, large one-topping pizza, only $8.50.
Thursday, get an oven-baked wrap for only $6.
Friday is fish and fries for only $8.
And Saturday, get a small one-item pizza with a fountain soda, only $8.
Bring the family to Pat's Pizza, 662 Main Road, North Hamden.
Angie's List is now Angie, and it's easier than ever to get your projects done right. With Angie, you can connect with top pros and see ratings and reviews. And when you book and pay through Angie, you're covered by our happiness guarantee. Check out Angie.com today. Angie, and done.
If you've been hurt in a car accident, watch out.
Watch out. The insurance company may try to tell you that you don't need a lawyer.
Watch out. The insurance company may try to settle before you're done with all your medical treatments.
Don't trust that insurance company after your accident. You could miss out on a lot of money. Call the twos and we'll watch out for you.
Lowry & Associates watched out for me and got me $275,000.
Call the twos. We win for you.
If you're hurt in an accident, what do? Call 222-2222.
Opposite water?
Sand. 25 words or less.
Going home with another $10,000. Thank you, Carson.
You're welcome. What's 10% of 10,000?
Weekdays at 9 on Fox 22.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. A trio of infectious respiratory illnesses is making lots of people sick and putting a new strain on hospitals ahead of the holiday season. Fox's Brian Yanes reports.
As much as Americans would like to put the pandemic in the rearview mirror for good, health officials are once again warning of a potential winter surge in COVID cases. Hospitals are already feeling the squeeze from what some are referring to as a triple-demic: COVID, flu, and RSV infections filling up hospital beds and even creating a shortage of cold medicine at pharmacies. Flu hospitalizations are at their highest point in a decade.
Flu usually hits you pretty quickly with high fevers, sore throat, runny nose, headaches. It can sometimes be even like nausea and vomiting. And it kind of hits you like a ton of bricks.
Masks are now making a comeback as a way to avoid getting sick. Many major cities are once again recommending them for indoor spaces, though some say they're feeling mask fatigue.
I think I'm done with wearing masks because we've been doing it for 3 years.
People don't like to be told what to do, but you really want to very strongly encourage people that when you're having a rather strong uptick in infections, which is followed by an uptick in hospitalizations, you want to make sure you do something to mitigate against that.
Doctors suggest getting a flu shot and an updated COVID booster, especially now, ahead of holiday gatherings, as they take about 2 weeks to be effective.
We're really putting a full court press on to get people to get that updated booster vaccine if they have not already gotten it.
Health officials also say you can do your part by getting tested if you have symptoms and staying home if you're sick. In New York, Brian Yanes, Fox News.
Holiday festivities tend to involve alcohol, but as always, there's a risk of drinking too much. One health expert is sharing ways to enjoy the holiday with moderation. Fox's Marian Rafferty has more.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, with family gatherings and holiday parties happening across the globe. There's no denying alcohol plays a major role in these celebrations, but it can get out of hand before you know it.
It's a social behavior, and so we tend to gather more with other individuals, and we have more opportunity to drink and celebrate.
According to the American Addiction Centers, besides the 4th of July, the time between Thanksgiving and New Year's Day is when many people find themselves drinking the most alcohol. And it's not always for happy reasons. For some, the holidays can be a time of stress, loneliness, and depression.
When we have physiological responses to stress, that may trigger a craving for relief from that stress, and that's one of the reasons why individuals increase their drinking during the holidays, and why it's important to monitor that behavior.
There are ways to refrain from binge drinking. Health experts recommend exercising and engaging in healthy social interactions.
The more that you can spend quality time with friends and family, talking about stresses in your life, and just sharing your experiences, that can really help to reduce problematic drinking.
Another way to cut back on alcohol intake is to participate in the public health challenge called Dry January. It's when people choose to stay away from booze for a month. Marianne Rafferty, Fox News.
The holiday season is a time of celebration and excess, but Mayo Clinic experts say too much salt, caffeine, and alcohol can lead to a little-known condition called holiday heart that can have significant consequences. Joel Street explains in this Mayo Clinic Minute.
Holiday heart may sound like another joyous part of the holiday season.
Holiday heart actually refers to this effect of the stress of too much alcohol, too much salt, higher blood pressure on the heart.
Mayo Clinic cardiologist Dr. Amy Pollock says all that stress on the heart can cause an irregular heartbeat known as atrial fibrillation.
And for some people, it feels like their heart is racing out of their chest. Their heart is just beating vigorously. For other folks, they just feel some irregularity, tired, short of breath, just wiped out, no energy.
Atrial fibrillation can lead to stroke.
If you do feel that your heart is racing around the holidays, and it's not just from seeing someone underneath the mistletoe, but your heart is racing from irregularity, or you're feeling short of breath, any type of chest discomfort, you really need to seek medical attention.
But that doesn't mean you have to skip the holiday parties. Just cut back on the alcohol, the cups of coffee, and the extra salt that you're putting on your food. For the Mayo Clinic News Network, I'm Joel Street.
Plenty of rest is always important as well. Well, here's meteorologist Evan Biggs with our full weather forecast, forecasting a wintry mix in our very near future.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop with all your fishing needs. Carrying ammo, Damascus knives, gold and silver buying and selling, and a novelty room. Concealed classes are available. Call today. Alrighty, here we go. We do have gale warnings in effect lasting through Wednesday at around 10 p.m. The last of a small craft advisory will get dropped later tonight. It's actually right behind this gale warning here, so we'll pull this off the map and show you what the small craft advisory is. There's not a whole lot left for this, so we're looking okay moving forward. We'll have the gale warning taking over with some strong gusty winds that will move in for the daytime tomorrow. But for now, we're pretty quiet out there. Maybe a few passing clouds in some areas. This next system that we're watching is located right about over here, and it's starting to get attacked together here on this front. And it's tracking off towards the north. That's going to send us some snow in our direction later on tonight, and maybe a little bit of accumulations on the way before temperatures warm up and we get a little bit of rain that will also begin to mix in some spots. So futurecasts moving forward for today, this is a general idea. So increasing clouds, some snow will rotate in later on tonight, and we're going to keep that going as we head towards tomorrow morning. Again, a little bit of accumulations cannot be ruled out. Futurecast doesn't show it well here, but some rain could try to mix in from time to time as well. Maybe a few peaks of sunshine too, as the clouds may try to break up from time to time as we head towards parts of the day on Wednesday. As for the snowfall, again, not a lot expected, maybe around 1, maybe up to 2, maybe 3 inches in a few spots. So general 1 to 3 inches with lesser amounts to the west and a little bit more further off towards the east will be possible in a few areas. And when we measure this in the rainfall forecast, these are rainfall units here. This takes into account any of the snow that does fall with the liquid form, and again, about 1/4 of an inch or less possible with more to the east and lesser amounts further off toward the west. Again, gusts west only up to about 20 miles per hour for today, so not too bad overall. But moving ahead towards tomorrow, a little bit more on the way. Look at this, gusts up to 30, even 40 miles per hour cannot be ruled out as we head towards your Wednesday. Wave heights are really increasing out there. Look at this, 5 feet closer towards shore, even up to 9 feet closer to some of those buoys. But further out towards sea, look at this, 17, even up to 30 feet being measured in a few areas. Our average high being 35 degrees. We'll reach for the lower 30s today, upper 30s Wednesday and Thursday, mid-30s again for your Friday, back at the upper 30s Saturday and Sunday, middle 30s again as we head towards your Monday again. So here we go, lower 30s today, partly cloudy and breezy with that northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper teens, snow showers move in late with that northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. For tomorrow, upper 30s, maybe lower 40s. Rain and snow showers on the way with that north wind gusting up to around 35, maybe 40 miles per hour at times. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. So here we go. Thursday, we're mostly cloudy, highs in the upper 30s. We fall back into the mid-30s with a chance for rain and snow showers on Friday. And more rain and snow showers on Saturday, highs in the upper 30s.
Interest rates are on the rise and making waves in the real estate market. Buying or selling? You need a navigator. I'm Holly Taylor. Come to the one who gets it done. HollyTaylor.Realtor.
Did you know that Renewal by Andersen will replace your windows any time of the year and in any weather? Made with our exclusive Fibrix material, which is vastly superior to vinyl, never needs painting, and resists warping and bowing. We custom build your replacement windows in the USA and back them with the nation's best warranty. Call Renewal by Andersen for your free consultation. Don't miss this money-saving deal with great financing. Installation is always included. Call now.
Come bowl a few games here at Bangor Brewer Bowling Lanes. We're one of the only candlepin bowling alley centers in Maine, conveniently located in the heart of Brewer. You always have the opportunity to simply bowl for fun. However, you can also join a league. We have youth leagues, adult and senior leagues. Now don't forget, we also host birthday parties for under $100, and gift certificates are also available. Give us a call right away at 989-3798 to make reservations for your birthday party today.
Your favorite restaurants were half off. It's half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7. Go to foxbangor.com, click on half off dining, and start saving now.
If you're looking for gluten-free, vegan, or all-natural sweet treats, check out the Whole Grain Bake Shop, now located at 231 North Main Street in Brewer, offering a variety of treats made without chemicals, preservatives, or synthetic dyes, all high quality, all natural, and organic. Everything is fresh, made from scratch, and delicious.
Great restaurants from all over Eastern Maine at half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7.
Homes are selling in a single day. The real work happens well before. I'm Holly Taylor, and I have the expertise to guide you through your home improvements. Come to the one who gets it done. HollyTaylor.Realtor.
Now let's check in with Howard to see what he has cooking in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
One of the things I love most about the holidays is seeing all the creative and tasty desserts that everyone comes up with. If you're looking for a perfect dessert to serve at your next party, or if you just need something sweet to share with a friend or coworker, then you're going to love the decadent brownies that we're whipping up today. Just so you know, this looks special enough that it can double as a centerpiece. Here we have a boxed brownie mix that we baked in a 9x13 pan lined with foil. After it cooled, we popped it in the freezer for a few minutes to firm up. Now, we flip it out of the pan, remove the foil, and make 2 diagonal cuts starting at the top. This gets us our traditional Christmas tree shape. For the 2 side pieces, we place them together on a platter, like this, creating another brownie Christmas tree that's the exact same size. We frost this with some canned frosting that we dressed up by adding some mint extract and food coloring. Now, we place the other triangle on top, trim the edges, and frost the whole thing with the rest of the icing. After decorating our tree with all sorts of edible holiday candies and ornaments, it's ready to show off. Not only is it easy to make, but it makes you look like some fancy pastry chef. To get the recipe for our Christmas tree brownie, all you need to do is go online. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a tremendously sweet